Hey guys, welcome to Animation Capstone. That's right, the end of week 3. Finally made it to the end of week 3. A lot of good stuff going on. Really excited with everything happening, and really excited to bring this into this week. So we're about a quarter of the way through. A lot of good things overall. Hope everybody's having a great weekend, and a lot of good. I hope everything's been fantastic. So just to give everybody a heads up, there is no discussion this week. Awesome, right? I know. So I want you to work on the feedback I gave over on Wednesday and Thursday, and let's see what you can do with the animations coming in. So really excited about those title and end cards. But I figured I'd go over real quick about reviewing realistic animation and how to go about that. So let's do that. So overall, when we're reviewing realistic animation, everything's based off of inertia, right? And we need to ask ourselves, what is inertia? And inertia is just a property of matter by which it continues in its existing state of rest, or it's a basic uniform motion in a straight line. Unless the state is changed by an external force, it always remains straight. Now, objects at rest stay at rest, and objects in motion stay at motion, unless acted upon by an external force. This means an object cannot just suddenly start moving quickly. An object should gradually increase in speed. Acceleration is huge here. So we need to understand the difference between acceleration and how things move. So we as animators need to consider this as we're animating specific elements and features. For example, our work as animators needs to reflect this reality to be effective. Since we can see differences of animations and how jerky movement versus smooth movement can cause problems, it also creates an unfortunate readability issue as well. So we have to really keep in mind how we design things, especially with animation, to where everything flows properly. There's no skipping or jerkness to where it just doesn't make sense. Now, a good technique to use in After Effects a lot of times to help with those animation techniques is easing. And After Effects uses keyframes to calculate where elements should be at any time. But as we know, jerky movement feels fake, right? So when you're easing keyframes, this is a way to add some realistic physical behavior to objects in motion. How we can do this is we can select a keyframe and press F9. Also, you can go through the animation keyframe assistant and then easy use, and it'll pop up. And now you can manually adjust the curves of an animation from within the graph editor by dragging the Bezier handle and applying easing. So easing is a good technique to use with that. You can also blur different transitions. For example, in animations, human vision is limited to a certain extent by the way we perceive time and motion. So when we're using objects near to us moving quickly, they lose focus and tend to blur. So to make objects feel as if they're moving very quickly, blur is an important component. You can add blur to objects by turning on the motion blur option in After Effects on the timeline. That's one way to do that. Do keep in mind, though, motion blur increases preview and render time, so it could overload and add more data to your file more than what you want. And you don't want to make it really heavy, right? So that's one way to keep in mind. And that's pretty much it. Just figure I'd talk about some quick animation techniques and go over just some quick announcements. So do just keep in mind that you do have your week 3 course project due tomorrow night along with your live lecture. There's no discussion assignment, so you don't have to worry about that this week. But there will be one next week. I'll post all my lectures and everything for next week tomorrow, so everybody has that. That's pretty much it. Other than that, have a great weekend. Be safe, have fun, and if you need me, give me a holler. Enjoy, everybody. Have a good one.